I forgot that I use the numpad to do all my special shortcuts to turn off the recording and turn it on. My bad. I think I also have it so I can mute the microphone too. I think I stumbled onto that when I was doing, I think it was Borderlands 3, I think? It's either Borderlands or something else. I accidentally clicked it and I muted the microphone. Okay. So subtracted by, what do I have? 1, 3 is 7. 3, 9D. Yep, it's 1800. Okay. I think I messed up. I think I didn't use curse when I should have. Now I did. Hey, if Terra Lattice can use bulk up, I would definitely take it. I always thought that Terra Lattice was bulky though. Like not too bulky, like Shuckle kind of bulky, but you know, bulky enough. Almost like maybe it's the typing that's what's throwing Terra Lattice off. Because I kind of thought it would be like a Toxapex kind of thing, where it's like, where it's bulky, but you could definitely still run over it if you have like on with high attack kind of thing. I'm sure there's probably a Torterra out there that probably has like the best sort of like EV/IV spread kind of thing. You can tank like a lot of hits. Just right now we have Terra Lattice. Actually, I think at one point, didn't we try to make a Charizard into, like, our biggest member? I think that was a long time ago. Yeah, I think we tried to get a Charizard to be, like, our top-tier member, and then I think it was by the Bug Gym, I think, that we found out that our Charizard wasn't really up to the standard of, like, what we needed for it to be at. So I think we ended up switching it into something else. I'll have to go back on that, but I think that is exactly why I think that's why there's even still a Charizard in the second box, because we still put a lot of time and effort into it, but it just wasn't up to our standards. At least that's how I put it as. Because it definitely isn't up to my standards. Oh my god, was it terrible. I think we tried to overtrain it too. I'm definitely going to have a lot of fun recording the main series game after this. We're going to do 3. Because it's all going to be part of one generation, so we're just going to do that. Just going to get that off the chopping block kind of deal. And after that, we should have a blast. We're going to have a special challenge for each and every one. Actually, I think those ones, I don't think I have a challenge, actually. I think those ones are just play the game, as you would normally do. Or I should say, as I normally do. Except for I think one of them we may do a slight challenge. Because I think it's doable, just different. So I should probably check that. I had them written. Oops. I forgot to use curse. That's fine. Ooh, she's already level 81. Let's go. Yo, that's pretty good. Curse. I think it's under here. It's under here. Ah, yes, here it is. Let's see. Yeah. I did have a plan for it. I'm not going to go with too much details, but we're definitely going to have a lot of fun. Definitely, I think by Gen 4, I think we're definitely going to have a fun time. Gen 4, we're going to have a blast with it. I can already tell you that by just by looking at this. We're going to do it, because it's going to be really fun. Gen 4, I think... Is it just Gen 4? Gen 4 looks like it's going to be pretty fun. Gen 5 looks pretty interesting as well. I want to see how that's going to go. Gen 6 as well. I think Gen 6 we're going to have a little bit of a rough time. But I'll definitely go with the more in-depth rules of how these are going to work, because I definitely know that since it's only going to be like... It's definitely going to be a little bit... not puzzling, but it's going to be a little bit of a weird head-scratcher kind of thing. But I think the rules for... Like, if you were to look at somebody else's kind of rules for a similar, like, challenge, you'll understand. But yeah, I definitely know Gen 8 we're going to have a blast. It's just a shame that it's going to be the last on the board. But if the next main series Pokemon games do come out, don't get me wrong, I'll skip right to those kind of thing. Like, don't get me wrong, because I definitely do want to play them as soon as they come out, and if I can record them, that's even better. So yeah, so that's going to be... So Generation 4 is definitely going to be, like, the one for me to actually end up being very happy for. Gen 1 and 2, I think, are just going to be kind of interesting. I think Generation 2 will definitely be very interesting, since it only has, like, 2 games, or 3 games, sorry, not 2 games. Well, pretty much 2 if you think about it. One's just slightly different than the other 2, and the other 2 are just different. Encounter tables and legendary. There we go. Cool. Gonna need to heal. Thank you. And then after, I think, the first generation, I think Pokemon games, we're going to go into a different Pokemon Essentials game. I have a giant extended list of different ones that I don't mind doing. 2 of them are very well made, just that they're not actually completely finished, and I would much rather wait until they're finished. I really would, because then it's like, I don't have to wait for another version, right? I just need to just play the game and then just say, hey, if you want to wait, you know, they have, you know, they're going to have an extra version with this extra stuff that's going to make the game, you know, slightly more interesting or whatever. Like, I think one of them says that they just need to put post-game content, and I think that's fine. I'll still end up recording that one, because it's going to be a lot of fun to play it. I played it a few times, and I've actually liked it. But in case anybody's gonna ask, am I willing to do a solo run of this game where I only use one Pokemon? If you are asking it, I don't really know why somebody would ask, but just in case, maybe. I think I want to do an EV only run, because I think that would be kind of funny, just to have an EV, and then by the time you get towards, like, the most difficult boss fights, you just defeat them with an EV. I think that would be kind of funny. Tyan just sends in Kyurem, and I'm just like, EV, go, defeat him! And Eevee just takes him out in one shot. It's just like, oh my god. Eevee, man, calm down. I think it would be kind of cool. But I think if I were to do that, I think I would remove the fact that I can't use items in battle unless the opponent uses it. I think having only one Mon would make it so difficult. Unless that is a factor. Because I'm trying to think, like, if we were to go with a normal challenge like that, yeah, I would need to do something like that. Because if we were to still have that kind of rule, where the opponent has to use an item for me to use one, it would be so difficult, because there are some battles, I think some tie-in battles even, that are so difficult, and not only that, he doesn't use an item. So it makes it even more difficult when you need to heal, but you can't use a healing item because of a rule that was already pre-established where you can't use it unless he uses one, which is kind of sad because it's weird how that works. So yeah, so I think that that's exactly what I'm probably end up doing. Now, when am I going to do it? I don't know. Probably when it's one of the last Pokemon essential games that I need to do, or probably before if the other two don't get updated, which I'm hoping they are by the end of it. So I'm giving myself such like a long things to do kind of thing. Like I want to do the main series games, then we go back to Pokemon Essentials for one game, then we go back to the main series, and then we do that. So that would at least like I could say like I've done from Pokemon, let's say Red, Blue, and Yellow, all the way to Sword and Shield on the channel. Because I think I've never actually played all of them for the most part. I definitely know I've played one game from each generation. I definitely know that for a fact. I just don't remember if I've beaten every single like alternate version. I don't think I've ever actually beaten Yellow. I think I've gotten pretty far, but then I got lost. Because I think I kept remembering, I think, Pokemon Red and Blue, and I'm like, I can't figure out this, and then I left. Then I think I kept going back, and I think I had an outdated walkthrough, I think. And it didn't tell me the most accurate information. But I'm willing to try it again. I'm willing to definitely throw in a lot more brain power. I was only like, what, 9 when that happened? I think it was 9, I think, when I was playing it, I think. It was like 8 or 9, I think. Yeah, I think it was 8. When I first played Yellow. Don't get me wrong, I was having a blast, but up until the one point where I think you have to, like, find a way past, I think, the checkpoint guards, I think. I got so bloody confused on what you needed to do, and I just stopped playing. Because I remembered Red, Blue, and Yellow where you need to go to a house, pick up, I think it was, like, tea, I think, or whatever for the guards. And for some reason, that lady didn't have the tea anymore. And I was just like, well, how do you expect me to be able to, you know, get past if you don't have the tea anymore? Then I think I read the walkthrough, and the walkthrough was like, yeah, you just need to do this. And I'm just like, but I did that, and she didn't give me it. It was really confusing. Then again, I was 8, so I'm trying to understand. with an 8-year-old mind. So I just decided to, I don't know, we'll definitely go through it, and I'll definitely figure out the answer in like no time development and be like, wow, when I was 8 I couldn't figure this out. It's fine. It was back when I was an innocent little kid, man. Like, you know, that was back when I thought that having my Pokemon 10 levels higher than the opponent always guaranteed me a win. Yeah, I think this is exactly what my whole thought process was that if my Pokemon was 10 levels higher than the opponent, I should be able to one-shot him, no matter what. And that was a very twisted way of looking at it. Even, yeah, I think all the way up until I think a few years ago, I think. Like, I want to say about 8-9 years ago is when I changed that whole idea of looking at it, and I'm just like, oh, what's this EV and IV thing? No, when did X and Y come out?